Hello, my friends. Thanks for joining me for the Steampunk Series. Well, I got my first journal finished, and the flip through has been uploaded already. It is available in my Etsy shop. And now we're going to begin on the second journal. But that's not what we're doing today. We're going to start making some things that'll go into the second journal. And I thought what we would do is use a vintage check register in order to create like a little notebook that you could write in. Now I want to make sure to mention that the kit that I am using now for this second part of this series is a kit created by my friend Tina of Tina Loves to Craft. She sent me a copy of her kit during my 2K giveaway and requested that I make a steampunk journal. Now you guys know I've been trying to make 1 or 2 journals each month, with at least one of them being what was requested during my giveaway. So finally I'm getting to Tina's journal. I like this key. I think it's really cool. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out, and then I'm going to see if it will fit on the front cover of this checkbook register. One of the pages that I am stapling back into the checkbook register does have writing on it from the original owner of the register. A few others, I think there's 3 others that are blank. What I did is when I received all of these checkbook registers, I took them apart so I could coffee dye some of them, and I figured that way I could use them in any way that I wanted to, and so that's why I'm putting some pages back in. The pages that I'm putting in probably do not match the cover that we're using, but it doesn't really matter. I decided to go ahead and fussy cut the key out. It was too big with all this extra cardstock around it, so I think we're going to cut it out and see if it works on the register. I think it's too big. No matter which way I put it on here, it covers the word register, and I really want to be able to see that word. So I think I'm going to go ahead and have to fussy cut out some more ephemera and see what else I can come up with. I cut out about 3 additional pieces, and I really like this one with the pointing finger, so I think that's going to work on there. I'll probably add something else as well, but before I add them, I am inking them up. I'm going to try out a couple of combinations of things, just see what looks good, what doesn't, and figure out ultimately what we want on here and how we want it on here. I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and put the pointy finger on, and at least for now, nothing else on the front, because I think it's going to look really good. Also, the front already has writing on it from the original owner of the register, so I think that looks kind of cool, and I don't want to cover that up. As I mentioned earlier, there is a page inside that has some writing in it. So whoever ends up with the journal probably is not going to want to write on that page, but I don't want to leave it too plain either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stencil, put a few stencils on it, nothing crazy. I have these really small stencils here, and I think they're going to be perfect. We're working in a small space, so a small scale stencil should work out great. I'm using washi tape to cover the stencils that I'm not going to use in the register. You know how sometimes when you're working with small stencils like this, when you're working on one with the brush, sometimes it sort of gets into the other one, and you can't help it because they're put on there really close together. So this way I'm using the washi, that way it goes on easily, it comes off easily, but it'll keep me from making a mess. While I am working on putting some stencils on here, I wanted to say welcome. I'm so glad that you're here with me. while you're watching this video, I am actually in Las Vegas. It's my niece's wedding. If you are not new to my channel, you've probably heard me mention that many times so far. But what you might not have heard me mention is that actually while I'm in Vegas, I'm going to meet well, she's an Instagram friend actually. She does have YouTube, but she doesn't make content for YouTube, but she does make content for Instagram, and she has an Etsy shop. And she's been following me, I think pretty much since I started my Instagram. And of course, I've been following her since that time too. And we've just sort of become friends. We support each other's Etsy shops. We support each other's Instagram. And so we're going to meet. She's a really, really cool lady. And I'm very, very excited to meet her. Her name is Gwen, and she is with Gwen Offit Designs. Gwen is a really special person, and she's extremely supportive of her crafty community. And so I'm going to make sure to link her Etsy and her Instagram in my description box if you want to go check her out. Her work is amazing. I do buy her work. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. She has all different kinds of styles, which I really like because as a journal maker, I don't stick with one genre. I like to try new things constantly. And when I go to her shop, I'm able to find pretty much anything that I'm looking for. So check her out. I'm using gold for the ink. I figured that it would be noticeable, but it wouldn't be too striking. It wouldn't be too overpowering. So that's why I chose gold. And then there's also some gold and neutral tones in the digital kit, so it's going to work well together. One of the images on this stencil is a bottle. It's a bottle shape. And I don't know why, but I really like it. So I put one on here, and actually I'm going to end up putting another one on here because I don't know why, like I said, but I really, really, really like that shape. Now that those pages are done, I want to go ahead and add one of these bottles to the front cover. I think it'll add a small detail, but it won't be overwhelming. I noticed that there's a lot of print on this very, very first page, so I'll go ahead and add a little stenciling to this as well. Now, if whoever ends up buying the journal wants to add paper over top of this so they have more journaling space, they certainly can do that. But if they just want it as a decorative first page, then at least there'll be something on it. Now I'm adding a little bit, just a touch of this gold ink to the sleeve and to the hand, just to give a little bit of dimension. Now this gold ink pad, I actually got that at Target during the holiday season. And so it was only $1. It's not going to last very long, but that's okay. We'll just use it until it's gone. And, you know, I think it's coming in handy for several different projects. Now I'm going around the edges with my brown ink just to give it that aged look. I'm going to go through all of the pages and put a little ink on the edges. I want to add one more detail to this little notebook. I have an earring, and it's got, you know, that post part that holds the back on. Well, the metal sticks out beyond that back. I used my wire cutters to remove that extra length of the post. Once that's done, I'm going to grab my pokey tool that was given to me by my friend Pam of Pamela's Creations, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to poke a hole through all of the papers. Then I'm going to put the earring through the hole. Then I will put the back on the earring. And we have a nice closure for this little notebook. I've been wanting to find ways to use the spare earrings that I've picked up at the thrift store, and doing something like this is a pretty clever way to use them. And look how cool that looks on there. I absolutely love it. Friends, I thank you for coming along for this series. I hope that you are enjoying it. I have posted videos that will go out while I am out of town, all in the steampunk theme, and everything's different than what I've done earlier in this series. So I hope you enjoy the upcoming content. Thanks for watching. See you soon.